What's up guys, my name is Sparky Midori, otherwise known as the Prince of Darkus. Now today I'm going to do a video that I've wanted to do for a very long time, and that is my first ever Bakugan deck profile. Now I just want to get some little things out of the way here before I show you guys the deck I made. Number one, this is actually a deck I'm making in preparation for a small event I'm hosting for Bakugan South African players. South African players of Bakugan, you know what I mean. Because I keep seeing events overseas in America that are taking place even in small shops. They just have Saturdays where they come and play games. And I haven't seen any of those here. And I'm sick and tired of waiting for people to make one, so if no one's going to make one, I'll host one myself. Point number two, is this deck perfect? Not in the slightest. I'm literally making this with what I have right now on hand at the time. Considering Bakugan are literally 200% more expensive in South Africa than they are in America, I can barely buy them when I can. But when I do, I make sure to go for ones that I am after specifically. Point number three, do I think I could do better with this deck? 100%. I think this deck could be a lot better if I had access to certain Bakugan, but I just don't have that at the moment. So for now, this is the best I can do. Point number three, do we understand each other? Do you know my circumstances? Do you know what I'm doing with this? I hope so. Okay, now with that all out of the way, let's actually get to what I have. Okay, so this is the setup I got right now for the time being before I get a proper Bakugan playmat. So for now, I'm just using my glass chessboard, and I think you can already tell what kind of Bakugan we're dealing with here. For now, I'm trying to base this deck around the strongest Bakugan I have at the time, well, right now anyway, which is, can you guess? You guess what this is? Chaos Pegatrix. There you go, you can see it in its full form glory. Well, you know, best I can show off at this point. But yeah, it's supposed to evolve around Chaos Pegatrix. Now, for Chaos Pegatrix, I needed other Green Fist Bakugan that use Green Fist cards specifically, cores specifically, because it gives Chaos Pegatrix a higher chance, a much higher chance to get his additional boost of 200 fist, 200B and extra 2 fists. So looking at the Bakugan I have, there's only two Bakugan I really can put in with this, and that is my only Darkus Bakugan right now with me, my Darkus Hydrus core. So I made sure to put him in this deck 100%. And then I was at a standstill thinking, what could I possibly put to make this any better? Because these two, wait, let me flip the card. These two are pretty good, as they are. Hydrus has much to be desired still. He's only a 300B and 4 attack. Chaos Pegatrix is only got a 2 attack, but that it makes up for it with its high B power, winning almost every single battle in the early game, getting my opponent down a few life points. I'm not sure what you call their deck life, I just call it life points. But to boost my Darkus Hydrus and my Chaos Pegatrix, I'm using my only damn evolution cards I got. So for Chaos Pegatrix, of course, I'm using Titan Pegatrix, which only costs 4, so I can use that in about late early game, early middle game to try and evolve it to get it to 1,000, literally double its B stat, double its attack stat, and when I land on Green Fists, it'll give me 500 B and 5 attack instead of 202 attack. So I'm going to put that to the side. And for Darkus Hydrus, I made sure to put in my 2 Darkus Hydrus, Hyper Hydrus evolution cards that I got from the starter set that I bought. And as you can see, it doesn't do too much. It does double his, no, it doesn't double. Just gives him an extra 100B, only 3 costs, so early game this could be played. And a 600B if it lands on a Green Fist. That can easily take it to 1,000 without any additional ability cards or action cards. Sorry, I'm still saying like the basic Bakugan language. And then 9 fists instead of 4. That is well worth it, I would say, considering what I got for it. And the last Bakugan on this list is, can you guess? I think you can tell with its iconic arrows. Ventus Mantinoid. There you go. There you can kind of see him. So Ventus Mantinoid I put in because I needed a high B power Bakugan. Now I was gonna maybe use my Pyrus Dragonoid because I have a Pyrus Dragonoid evolution card, future enemy. Can you put it on screen for us right now? Did you guys get to see it? I hope so. So I've got the evolution card for that guy. And I thought that would be perfect because it's a 1-cost card. It lets me play it almost immediately if I have it. And it does a considerably good boost for a core Pyrus Dragonoid. But I thought, what if I can't get the evolution card? I had to make up for Darkus Hydrus's B power that he's lacking. So I use my Ventus Mantonoid Ultra, which has a B stat of 600 already, which is pretty damn good. But his attack, his fist, is only 1. So I made sure to pack as many cards as I could that I have to increase the attack power for Mantonoid if he ever rolls out. So now that's out of the way. Let's actually get to... No, let me show you the cores first. So for Darkus Hydrus, I made sure to include cores that would help him specifically. So you've got here, it's going to give an extra 100B, and if he gets to land on his evil card, that will take it to 500, and an extra 3 attack, fists, whatever. If he's a Pyrus or a Darkus, and he's a Darkus, so that makes sense. And it's a green fist, so if he lands on it, he will get that additional 600. That already takes it all the way up to a total of 1,000 plus 3 fists. And if you add that to this, if you get it, that's 12 attack on Hydrus alone. So that's that core. This core, I wanted to do more or less the same thing, but I wanted to also include cores that didn't make it so that if my opponent has Darkus or a specific type of Bakugan, it leans in their favor as well. So I went for general cores as well, so this is just a 150 plus 1 attack. And for Pegatrix, Pegatrix is already broken as all heck. So I made sure to give him at least 1 bad core, which, you know, for him, Green Fist, that still gives him an extra 200B. So the fact that it's a Green Fist makes up for that only 50B increase. And I gave him one good core with 100B and 3 fists if it's a Chaos, which it is. So that helps me along the way. Mantonoid, he's already got a high B stat, so I just gave it a basic 150 plus 2 in case Hydrus lands on it, which gives it a hell of a boost. And I gave it 1 trap core because honestly, I like trap cores. I really like the idea behind it. But let's say I land on it accidentally, then I've ruined myself. Plus, Mantonoid has 600B at the base. So if it lands on this, it only goes down to 500. So I think it's well in the range of being safe if it does land on this thing with that base stat of 500. Okay, with that finished, let's go over the cards. So I'm going to go from the cards that I have the least of to the cards I have the most of in order of expense, like how much energy they cost. So on the front, the only 3 Chaos cards I have. First up is Whiteout. For 0 cost, it gives me an extra 3 attack to a Chaos Bakugan, and I get to choose which Bakugan it is at 0 cost. That's good in my opinion, and I need it because I don't have any other Chaos cards. Next one is Halt Unknown. This will stop at 1 cost any Darkus or Aquas card. And again, I put it because I need it. My 3rd Chaos card, which is my Evil card, I already showed you guys for Chaos. What's his name? Titan Pegatrix. So that's my 3rd Chaos card. Darkus. At 1 cost, I can play Cease Serenity. It'll stop any Chaos or Ventus Bakugan, which I think is okay. Same card again. I've got 2 of those. I've got for Darkus again, at 1 cost, Prismic Shield, 200B, plus, I only have 1 of that. 3 costs. I have Cease Outsiders, stops any non-Darkus. I have got 3, now I've got 2, I thought I had 3 of those. 3 cost again, action cards, Storm Generator. This will give me extra 300B, but if I sacrifice a card, I can return this to my hand. Now, I'm not sure if I can discard this card in particular, but I'm going to play it safe and say I can't. I've got 2 of those, and I've got 3 Stone Skins. This I know for a fact. This will give me an extra 200B, but if I discard a card, it gives me 800B. I thought that would be amazing to use if I had discard cards in my thing, or if I chose to discard them. So, Smoke Armor. I got a 3 cost, 500B. Okay, plus that's all I had. And China Riot. I think this is one of the few must-haves for a beginner deck because it comes in the starter pack and it's got a good condition. If you discard the card, you can play for free. So I kind of like it. I really do. So it gets rid of that 4 cost instantly if you discard it. No, not my last 4. Okay, so another 4 cost card, sorry, is Take Control. Is Shadow Breath. This lets me take control of a hero. So, okay, the glare is so bad. Why? Okay, well, this lets me take control of an enemy's, any hero card on the field, I assume. Like on the field, it can't just be in the hand of your opponent. Next card I have for 4 cost is Terrify, -6 attack. This I can use if I know I've lost the battle and I want to try and reduce what my enemy is gonna do to me if I know I don't have any flip cards left, or I just don't want to take the risk of not having a flip card when I do the damage, or when I take the damage. Another 4 cost, additional 300B +6 from Prismatic Bolt. I've got 2 of those. Now for Ventus, the big game changer in my whole deck. It's Repel Pyrus, 0 cost, repels only Pyrus. Considering I've seen a lot of Dragos used, I think I'm going to need it. Or Pyrus Bakugan in general. Pyrus and Darkus, I mean. I've seen a lot of those in decks because they're super powerful. Repel Destruction, 1 cost, repels Pyrus or Darkus, just what I was talking about. Only got 1 of those. Nature Assimilation. This is a 2 cost. It lets me energize this card on charge. Now, I would want better cards instead of these 2. They're both the same, but I really have nothing else on me right now because cards are expensive in South Africa, like 200% more expensive than America. Damn. Smash. That's just what it's called. 2 cost +3 attack. I could play that, but I could also just energize it. And Turn to Energy. For 2 cost, I can energize this on charge, just like the flip card over there. But I feel like I would only do this towards the end if I really knew I was in the lead or I had a card that could take advantage of the energies, which is actually, I think in this deck I've got a card that takes advantage of that. So Piercing Scream, 2 cost -400. This is a good card, I think, for a starter. Repel Outsiders. This repels any non-Ventus. So considering I know people that use Ventus will use it to get a lot of energies. If people use Darkus or Pyrus, they're not going to get a lot. They're going to try and get rid of the cards in their hand as fast as they can because of, I forgot the term used for those types of decks, but I'll put it on screen if I remember it. But I think this is a good card to use in a starter deck or any deck in general if you know your opponent isn't using Ventus, or just in general, really. I've got 2 of those. I've got 3 of those. I forgot I had 3 of those. Razor Claws. This is just +2 attack for 3 costs. Not worth it, but turbo. If you have the most energy, you can do 7 damage. So this takes advantage of that card I was talking about where I get to play more energies. And the more energies you have for Ventus, the better, because you have cards like this. And I think I've got, yeah, it's at the back. So here, Shock and Awe, 4 damage. This does 4 attack for 1 Bakugan, for my Bakugan actually, and then -300B for any other Bakugan. So I would assume you'd have to use that against your enemy, or if you're doing a 4-way. I don't know how 4-ways work, if they even are a thing. But hey, this could work. And finally, I think the card that's going to really take advantage of that that energy thing I was talking about earlier, I'm not sure what I said, is, I don't even know how to say that word. Invigoration Blast, I think that's how I say it. It does 1 damage per energy card you have. That I think is awesome because it doesn't specify saying if they're charged or uncharged. So literally if I have 5 energy cards, I can do 5 attack. For Mantanoid, that'll bring it up to 6. For Pegatrix Core, that'll bring up to 7. For Hydrus, I'll bring up to 9. That's with 5 energies alone. But I have used this deck before with my sister. She and I played around with this deck, and I used this card before, and I had 8 energies at the time. That was amazing. So there we go. I know it's not a lot. I know it's not perfect. There's a lot of cards that could be replaced with much, much better cards. But you know what? I only have 6 Bakugan. I bought a starter deck, so I've got some standard cards. I've bought 1 big booster pack with the, I did it in this video, put on screen, future editing me. I opened that thing, and yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I had to fix the camera. It was falling over. So yeah, I know it's not perfect. I know it could be done a lot better. And I would, if I had the cards for it, I really, really would. There are a lot of cards that I know in mind that would do a lot better in this. But hey, what you gonna do? Anyway, when I do know more information on the event I'm holding, because I want to hold it, and I spoke to some people about it, and I have to get all the arrangements in order, and once I've got that done, I will definitely notify you guys and have like an announcement trailer for it or something. Anyway, that's all from me. Stay strong and battle on, ballers. Bye-bye. Oop, almost knocked it over. Okay, bye-bye.